Okay. Back up and running. Oh, Setsuko, you're 6'2". Yeah, you're tall, man. Yeah, Marky, I saw your comment about how much I look so much older with without glasses on. It's crazy. Yeah, guys, I don't know what's wrong with my internet. Like, so frustrating. Oh, thanks for the bits. Appreciate that. Velios Gaming. Really appreciate that. And Alpha, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, guys, my internet, I don't know what the issue is. Like, I've called my service provider quite a few times. They just tell me the same old crap that's on my end. Obviously, like, I don't know what it is. But then, it just seems like I'm getting a little bit of a throttle or something, because my internet doesn't crash to the point where I can't see Twitch chat. It's just like all, you know, like bandwidth or whatever just drops off the face of the earth just in regards to OBS. So I don't know what to make of it. I have no idea. So it's really frustrating. I really appreciate the patience, guys. So thank you very much for hanging out. I know the internet's just, you know, it's such a problematic thing for a lot of people these days. So hopefully one day I'll be on like Google Fiber and we can all laugh about how, you know, how bad the old days were. And Neil, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the stream, sir. I really like what we had before, like with the ground crossings. With the ground level ones, but the terrain is all weird right now. And oh, SimCity soundtrack is done. Let's move on to SimCity 4. I like this one. Start that back at the beginning. Yeah, I pay for a pretty darn decent internet package, which is really frustrating. Like I'm paying for 50 megs download speed and then 10 meg upload speed. But then sometimes I'll literally just be down to like a single digit. Just for a split second, enough to crash my OBS. And so it's an inconsistent internet speed is more the issue. But you know, like one day I would love to have like a studio, like, you know, like a whole bunch of like stuff like that, right? So this is all just kind of growing pains, unfortunately. So I'm really like I'm more appreciative than you guys might even think for when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, it's the internet. I know it's so easy for you guys just to hop off and go see, you know, watch someone else's stream, right? So it means a lot to me you guys hang out. It also means a lot to me that we have so many familiar faces here week after week. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, like, the amount of money I even pay for my internet, too, it's not, like, the value is not really there right now. But North American internet packages, they're not really all that good. I don't know what the big issue with that is, but like in a nutshell, the population of Canada is not really high, all things considering. So the cost of infrastructure, it's pretty expensive to build new things, and there's not a lot of competition too. So like there's a bit of a monopoly system, but yeah, there's the two things working against it. There's not a lot of people to front the bill, and we have a bit of a monopoly when it comes to telecoms and stuff. So a lack of competition drives up prices because, you know, you got no choice, right? You either have internet or no internet. So what can you do? But yeah, one day when price really isn't an issue, I'll just pay for like blazing fast internet and just, you know, laugh about the old days. Oh my goodness, Finnegan, I hear terrible things about Australian internet. So much so that I should just stop complaining about my internet right now, you know? But yeah, the struggle, it's real, guys. It's definitely a frustrating thing. And my roommate is super good at dealing with like confrontation and stuff, so we always have him call Bell, like our internet service provider. And they don't really have they don't really have a good answer. They always say like, you know, just this, that, or the other thing. But I just feel like the network needs to be upgraded, and they're slow to upgrade the network because that costs money. And so, you know, if not a lot of people are complaining, or if it's like, you know, so good or whatever, then if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. But then only like the, you know, the consumer is the only one that suffers right here. Not even, it's you guys that suffer. Forget the consumer. Like, I'm the consumer, but it's you guys, right? Like, if I wasn't streaming, internet hiccups here and there wouldn't bug me as much, right? But the fact that it kills the stream, kills momentum, you guys gotta hit refresh, you gotta get bogged down by an ad. So it's like, you know, it's frustrating. I really respect that, so wish there's something I could do, you know? You only get about 78 megabytes per. Oh boy, yeah, that's tough to deal with. That's a no bueno. Hard to stream, you know. Okay, so I wanted these guys to kind of run alongside. And one of these is a bike path, and obviously one of them is a walking path. Oops. Oh, JBS is Twitch Prime. No ads. No ads getting in the way. Yeah, I wouldn't mind the ads if I was getting a bit of the ad revenue, but if you're affiliate, you actually don't get ad revenue. You only get that if you're partnered. So I'm sorry you guys have to sit through that. For those of you that do, at least. It's kind of a neat transition. Let's go see if we can bring this down a bit. Maybe not that much. Unless, yeah, there we go. Like, I can't even believe we lived in a world without the Move It mod before. It scares me. I don't want. It's just so cold. I don't want to think about it, you know. How do you get partnered? The more or less the way to get partnered now is they're looking for a consistent 3-day per week schedule. The number kind of fluctuates, but it's more or less you got to pull in around 500 or so people in the course of a broadcast. It used to be a lot higher, and I don't know what the concurrent viewership they're looking for is, but you know, I imagine between 50 and 100 just kind of concurrent viewers. If you can break 100 consistently, then you should start thinking about applying for partnership. You got to make sure though you're adhering to a lot of the like copyright rules and stuff. So some of the music I stream might not work. So that's why today we're just doing, you know, like soundtracks for games and stuff that's pretty like commercial friendly, right? The spiral pedestrian. Oh, that would be kind of cool. But you know what? Though? I mean, it defeats. I would love to do this as a bike thing, but it would defeat the point of having this bike road. But if we weren't doing the bike road, that would have been really cool as a fun little pedestrian bikeway thing. And it's just a cool way to deal with elevation, so we don't have too steep of a slope going up. Same kind of principle idea for making you know, this into the way we did it, right? Just kind of get back up to the hill. Yeah, KPD, that sounds like the dream. Like I think I pay like $200 a month, but I have TV and home phone, and like, you know, HBO and all that other stuff tied in with all my packages. So my internet's overpriced, but I split it with my roommate, so it's not the worst. But it's just one of those you can't really do anything about it type things. Okay, let's drop down some trees finally. And we can start working on the back end of this, going into our farming and stuff. Oh, this is an awesome little trench thing we have right here now. It's taking us forever to build, just like everything else we work on. It takes like forever to do stuff. Yeah, let's go for some trees here. And I hate when this gets stuck open. Sometimes I gotta bring the surface painter up to move it. There we go. Okay, trees. Just start with our just regular. I'm gonna go for like our normal approach, kind of what we have in here. I'm gonna see how that looks. I might change things though, especially in here. Like my thought really quickly before I do it, just so we can kind of ponder on it before I do the tree thing, would be to change the inside of the trench into just like kind of sand or generic dirt like this. Not over here though. And then maybe not put trees down here. But then I don't know if this is going to look too barren. Or maybe we could still plant trees and still do this, right? As a bonus, look at how well that hides the imperfections in the dirt. That actually is a nice little added feature here. I love this music so much. SimCity 4 is great. Such a fun game. What? You get 30 gig mobile internet? Holy smokes. Yo, that's crazy. I only have, oh gosh, I think it's like 5 gigs on my plan. I go over often. I used to have like 2. I go over like every month. Oh my goodness, like cell phones, everything's so expensive. Everything's expensive in North America, guys. I gotta go to Europe. It's like, how does this look, right? Is there too much dirt? So we don't have any of this colored dirt anywhere else in the city, so this just super stands out. So the idea is we either do this, or we just cover the whole thing with trees. Rocks in a waterfall? Turn this into a big river? You know I'm not opposed to that. But yes, I already like the idea of this. I'm going to keep the dirt as well, because I think that's kind of fun. But I'm going to just put a whole bunch of overlapping trees through here. I think that's going to be what we're after. And then if it looks terrible, we'll just get rid of them. Use the prop anarchy tool. Oh, and then for those of you just hopping in, guys, I posted a couple times, but drop this one more time here. I've just got a link going that happens to have all of the mods I'm using right now. Oops. You have unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes of data. Oh my goodness, guys, we can't keep talking about this. This is like hurting my heart. And you probably pay like 50 or 60 bucks a month, right? If I told you my cell phone plan price, you'd be like, Imperial, you have to leave North America. I'll be like, I know. Actually, no, the United States, the cell phone prices aren't as bad. It's more so really just in Canada that we're getting pretty gouged. And it's, the general idea is that there's not that many of us. Like in Canada, there's only like 34, 35 million people. And then the state of California, just for an example, is like 60 million people. So there's like nobody here to front the bill. So that's why our bills are higher. And then because there's no competition, it's easier for monopolies to charge what they want, right? $75 a month? Oh, I would pay that in a heartbeat. I pay, I think I pay 89 bucks a month, and I have unlimited talk and text, and I have 5 gigs of data. And I had to like fight, like, you know, I had to fight really hard for that plan. So that's supposed to be like 100 bucks a month or whatever. I saved like $10 or $15 because I was like threatening to leave, you know. See, I like this already, and we haven't even put that many trees in. Because if we're doing forestry industry through here, yeah, I think I'm gonna love that so much. So I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but the idea of this highway, this little sunken corridor, was to open the city up a little bit so we didn't feel like we're kind of cutting the city in half by having this. And I'm debating whether I want to maybe make this bridge go a little bit further, just so we can get some more roads underneath through here. That would help, I think, with the forestry as well. Yeah, I used to be with Apple, but I've since switched over to whatchamacallit, to an Android. I have a Samsung S7 Edge. I have like the coolest background too. My background is like super Star Wars related. I'll show you guys how cool that is, right? It's like a ATST. It's cool, right? Very nice. Yeah, I like the freedom you get with Android phones. A lot of customization, like that kind of stuff. No, it was the note. It was the note that was exploding. It wasn't the wasn't the Edge phone. But I appreciate you looking out for me though. Don't have exploding phones in my pocket. And what it was a defect in the battery, in combination with too much of a power draw from the device. So they just tried to, yeah. So it would just get a little bit too hot, too fast, and lithium batteries, they're pretty unstable. And interestingly enough, this was kind of the same problem that was happening with the 787 Dreamliners when they first came out. There was those in-cabin fires. Because the, you know, like your cockpit stuff is all controlled by batteries, right? And they used, yeah, lithium-ion batteries, heavy-duty ones, in the 787, but it was the same idea. It was too much power drain, and it was a combination with, like, faulty batteries or something. It was just causing, yeah, little electrical fires. All things considering, batteries are pretty finicky. I'm going to try not to do too many trees through here, because I have a feeling like we might just kind of hit a tipping point. That's already starting to get a little bit full. You can kind of see the look we're going for, though, which is that city in the forest kind of feel. This is cool, though. And to see an opportunity to maybe move these a hint back. Yep, there we go. And let's get a few more trees on that side, just a little bit more. You're from Germany and we have different deals with LTE and not LTE. I feel like we might maybe have that too here, but the difference might be so minuscule. But no, really, the problem is, like, also Canadians, we're so polite, right? Like, you know, we don't really protest or anything when the prices go up. We're just like, well, that's unfortunate, and just pay the bill, right? But that's not the right way to do it. We gotta be a bit more vocal up here, I think. But, yeah, it's just tough. Like, there's not a lot of companies who are willing to come in here and invest a whole bunch of money on infrastructure and advertising and all that stuff to capture what really is, in actuality, a very small market. Like, imagine you're a brand new cell phone provider, and you come in, and you somehow get like 50% of the Canadian market. You're like, whoa, that's 50%. That would never happen. 50%. That's only like 17 million people. Like, that's not that many people, right? And I'm doing this as a direct comparison, more so to the States, right? But you can get like 10% of America and have like 23 million people, right? So it's pretty drastic. So your advertising dollars and like that kind of stuff, your infrastructure spending, everything goes further in the States, right? That's why a lot of companies don't really do that much in Canada, which is unfortunate. But one day we'll hit a tipping point where there'll be enough of us, or something will happen where Canada will take over. Then you'll be sorry, right? I like these trees, so I'm using them. But I'm gonna put some like little hedges, some grass or something over on that side, and a few trees as well. It would be honestly a lot better for us to have more market sharing deals with the States, but they're trying to just make changes to NAFTA and stuff, and trying to like go away from that, get the whole like buy America first kind of thing. There's even like radical crazy talk every once in a while that will surface where, like, you know, Americans should just outright buy Canada and, you know, just pay off the Canadians for us to join in. And I know that sounds absolutely hilarious, but it's a real valid argument. And they factored out the cost. It would work out to be something like each Canadian would get like a few $100,000 or something. But yet you merge the markets to become one country, but you basically, it's like a business thing. You buy out another business. So you basically buy the country, which would be hilarious. So I know we're kind of crossing a little bit into the wall there, the seawall, but I just want, just from the overhead look, to see some trees, right? So that looks cool. I kind of like that. It's kind of fun, actually. Look at that, we have our own little sunken highway. And it's neat, because we have our little national road connection as our off-ramp, right? an on-ramp. And this is going to go into the farming small town. And we'll have to... no, wait, I'm going in a big circle here. I was saying we're going to have to find a way for them to get onto that road from here. But that's what these interchanges are for, of course. Yeah, New York State and Canada. That'd be cool. We could adopt you guys. But I think we might maybe ask California and Hawaii to join us, because they're pretty cool too. Alaska can come too, actually. Heck, everyone's welcome. Okay, let's start expanding on our forestry industry, and let's pause the game and bring the bridge out a little bit further here so we can get another road running underneath. And I feel like I have to sneeze. I can feel it tickling my nose here. I may or may not sneeze, guys. If I do, I apologize if it's loud. If not, then I think it's passing. I think we're okay. Maybe just a bit further so we can just sneak underneath with that road. Oh, that turned out a lot better. Yes. And I believe we're just doing 3 lanes for this side and 4 lanes for that side. And the short answer for that is to accommodate that extra lane right here. But you know what? Why don't we do a 4th lane here as well? Why not? Y por qué no? There we go. Can I work on the transport hub? Yeah, I should probably... I mean, it's kind of started, this one here, right? But we have so much more to do with it. We also got to do some work on the waterfront down here. I'm spending, I won't lie, a little bit more time on this than I kind of thought I would. But that is always the case, it seems like. Okay, so game is back on. Let's put this in place. Where am I from? I live in Toronto, and I'm originally from Ottawa. And I've also lived in the west coast of Canada. So I used to live in Alberta. And you know what? Actually, let's not. Even though it's forestry, they're still a little bit noisy. I'm actually going to take these people out and put in some commercial. It's going to be an interesting transition here. We basically have forestry industry just quickly needing people, right? So I actually might scale the high density aspect of this down and make these just houses instead of a row of condo towers. Is there any difference besides visual between a dog bone and a dumbbell? Yeah, not really. It's more just the visual. I think the flow of the roads maybe are a hint different. I mean, this is kind of... I mean, this is more like a dumbbell. A dog bone intersection more or less just looks more like a dog bone, just with the way it kind of bubbles out or whatever. But I think fundamentally they work the same, though. I feel like this road is a weird angle. Why don't we actually do that in line with that just for a split bit? Yeah. And then we did that. And I've got anarchy on, which is why that thing didn't give us a problem. That messes, unfortunately, with the pillar. So let's do this. Not the pillar, like where the little bounce would be in the... So there's a bit of a droopy part. When I move the pylon, it makes that look weird. Yeah, no, JQNCS, you're very right. We definitely need to do a bit of an improvement over here. I think what stopped me initially is we were playing with tiles to purchase, and I had not bought this one, so that was kind of a damper to this. But I turned the 81 tile mod on and just let loose, so now we've got the whole area to work with. So you can see that's us. And what on earth is that over there? Is that oil? That's so weird. What is this? That is so strange. Oh, that's so weird. One little random spot of pollution. Oh, Incredible Goblins. That sounds pretty cool. Actually, you know what? Here, toss some screenshots if you can in the Discord. It goes to the rest of you guys too. Feel free to hop in the Discord. Is it the water source? Maybe. I don't know though. You're still waiting for the waterfall by the stadium? Oh goodness, guys, we have so much to do here. So much to do. I think we might maybe end with trying to do the waterfall and the water source and everything over here. And then maybe the transport hub we can do in the next stream, because that'll probably take a lot more time. But let's just keep pushing it with the forestry and stuff. Kind of continue with this zone. Just cut across with that. Maybe bridge with this. Come a little bit higher up just for the sake of the train right here. That works though. Insert the X-Files theme. No, I don't think I've read that book actually. I'm trying to think if I've read anything by Jules Verne. Actually, I'm reading Shogun right now by James Clavell. I think that's who it is. But I read at such a slow pace just because of how like busy I am, so it's so tough for me to work through a book. It takes me months to read it. I don't like when this happens. I wonder if we can make this ground level so we can get some zoning. Darn it. Oops. There we go. That wasn't so hard. Ever watched that 70s show? Yeah, I used to be all about that show. I used to watch it a lot actually. I'm gonna make this go straight. I even watched just for the brief period of time it was on TV. I used to watch that 80s show as well. You guys remember that one or not? Orwell's 1984. Yeah, I hear that's a really, really good book to read. Around the World in 80 Days is amazing. Yeah, I hear that was actually a good book as well. My allergies got started. My nose is on suddenly all stuffed up here. Not stuffed up, it's all runny. Okay, so that's fine like that. In terms of... I almost feel like for traffic, right? This is going to be a bit of a bottleneck just having that one road right there. It's almost like this should continue straight or something. Warcraft books are good. Oh, actually, that'd be kind of fun to read those. Like, what am I saying? I read a lot of Star Wars books, so yeah, of course Warcraft books would be awesome. What are my thoughts on monorails? I really like them. It's just a shame that they're so darn loud, just because in real life they are not loud at all. But if we look at like an impact of a monorail in terms of sound, like it's bonkers how loud they are. Where's a monorail station? Like this one I can understand because there's a bus attached to it. Like here, this is literally a monorail only station. Like this is just bonkers how much of a noise impact it makes. And then when you look at something like a train station, I don't know if I have any that are attached to monorails. Okay, yeah. So here, train station, right? You can see it's maybe even a little bit less, right? It's like there's the monorail on its own, and there's the train station. Train station should be like 100 times louder in real life. All the squeaky wheels and stuff. Monorails is glide. Oh, the Assassin's Creed books, those would be kind of good too, actually. What would be a good percentage of population using, what would you consider to be good using public transit? I think maybe like, if you can get 10 to 20%, because what are we up to right now? Yeah, we're just shy of or sorry, just over 10%. So we're a little bit low in my mind's eye. Yeah, you want to have, like 20%, 30%. If you can get up to like 50% of car trips, that'd be like the craziest, most awesome thing ever. You're giving you like tons and tons and tons of overlap. But like the way I kind of gauge it is when I look at our traffic map, I'm looking to see if like that's like out of control at any one particular spot. And I'll kind of use this as a gauge as to whether or not we need to be doing some more public transit. Because you can design the most, you know, amazing layout imaginable, but if you have too much volume going through it, it's, you know, it'll just gridlock, right? It'll be pointless. So the traffic map we seem to be doing somehow okay with, but we definitely have got to be up in our public transit game. I'm very much so aware of that. Okay, so let's get some forestry through the sides through here. Let's overlap some roads. Maybe follow this contour. Doesn't mean we'll go forever with this, but nice big pocket of forestry industry should be kind of cool. Yeah, Nazura, so you're killing it. Like you definitely have a much more, like a much bigger transit impact in your city. So I say that's a good number. I'm a little bit on the low end, just because I'm not really doing all that much right now. It'd be really fun to get this high enough to allow that to happen. Okay, I'll probably have to get rid of that pillar. Just move it a little bit, yeah. Not bad. I mean, we could probably lower that a bit, right? It is indeed a mod that counts units. It's a precision engineering mod is what gives you that when you're doing your road stuff. Just go ahead and guys, take a look at this link right here. It's all the mods I'm using. What population of the city am I aiming to get up to? Ideally, like the biggest city I've ever made, because I usually lose interest or I'll just move on to something else where the game can't really run, is I've never been able to make something past 250,000. But for this one, I just want to fill the map. Like we're using 81 tiles, so like the heart of our city is obviously going to be in and around this area here. We're going to be doing some seaport and some industrial stuff up here. A lot of this is placeholder. I'm going to redo this entire interchange. This was just kind of like, yeah, a little bit of placeholder. But I'm going to push our industry over to here, encompass this little area. I might actually make that smaller. But yeah, I want to do like downtown core still. We don't have that many tall buildings. We have to do a university campus. I think that's going to happen in through here. But it'd be nice to maybe start just like a little small town or something in one of the other spots and just kind of grow a few areas at once and then maybe link them all up together and just, I think that'll kind of tell a bit of a better story. Did we have flooding? Like, what happened over here? Why is everything destroyed? What have I done? I don't think I have disasters on. I think my abandoned buildings just look really dramatic for some reason. I don't know why that's the case. Tell me your secrets. Yeah, I'm hoping. So I did. You're right. I just did a computer upgrade, so hopefully that that should get us up to, yeah, 500,000 or so. But yeah, my biggest cities are the ones I do for those like time lapse projects. Those ones end up being like population wise my my crowning achievements, and they're usually, yeah, like around 250,000 people or so. And that for me is a pretty big sized city. We must get bigger. Did it take much effort to build? The time-lapse ones, like for me at least, take a lot of effort because the format I'm doing is pretty bonkers. It's exceedingly time-consuming. But this one, I don't think this was all that difficult to kind of produce. Like a lot of my layouts are dependent on the terrain. I just try to have like, you know, like a highway network just kind of run mostly through the city just to help with traffic and stuff. And I'll have a few corridors of some wider roads that just maybe stretch the whole way across just to kind of help it with traffic flow. And it's more of a North American kind of influence, I guess, having the boxiness like this. But I don't know. It's more like you got to put a lot of time in and just do it slowly. You can't really rush to build a big city. That's when you'll run into problems with traffic, or you'll find that it won't really have like an organic kind of flow to it. It seems kind of like it was built all like weirdly. Hope that kind of makes some sense there. And yeah, my name's Jeff. I completely agree with that. You should be able to unlock them at a slower pace. I don't know why you get trams and stuff so early, you know? I think there should be a bit more of an emphasis on public transit in this game. Not that there isn't, but I just feel like, you know, public transit is so darn efficient, right? But I see so many people just trying to rework their road networks constantly when trying to solve problems, right? I say that, and here we are adding a whole bunch of roads, but I think you know what I mean, right? Let's just go a bit further out. Some more forestry. Nice. And I'd like these two to link up. Yeah, I don't know of a town either that would have like 7,000 people and a metro system. I'd say maybe more just a bus network for that. And even then, just like one bus or something, right? Oh, guys, I downloaded a really nifty mod. I unfortunately don't have the name of it, so I really apologize. But it creates bridges, little wooden bridges out of your dirt roads, and it gives you like this really nice little guide rail. I have no idea how to find that on the workshop, so I really apologize if I just gave you guys like this insane, like, you know, tease at something that you all want that you can't find. But just type in like wooden road or dirt road bridge or something like that, right? I saw it posted to the City Skylines subreddit. That's where I get most of my my mods and stuff from. Oh, yeah, Jacob, doing like a ring road system, yeah, that's pretty... A lot of cities are starting to do that these days. We kind of sort of have something like that happening here, where the highway goes in, it makes a T, so you have like that, but darn it, the other city we're working on definitely has it. But yeah, so what Jacob's talking about here, guys, is having like a highway that just kind of makes like a circle or like a loop or like whatever through the city, so that it's a continuous highway flow, so you can kind of access it all ways and stuff. And if you wanted to just bypass the city altogether, it's just literally a highway, just, you know, scoots around the city type thing. So you don't have to get bogged down by going in through it. So a lot of cities, they've grown to like, say, like this size in real life, running into a lot of traffic problems. Then they put the ring road highway in, and then the highway grows around that, or not the highway, sorry, the city grows around that. So you just have this like really cool. But yeah, like Houston's a good example of that. Edmonton, city in Canada, they're doing that. Boston just did like an insane rebuild to their highway network. Yeah, ring road, bypass, same kind of idea. They're all just kind of interchangeable words. But it depends on where you live, but they use sometimes different words to mean the same thing. Okay. So let's get some more forestry going here. Yeah, if you don't really have any traffic problems, you don't necessarily need to put one in. But if you're, like, you know, forecasting a really big city, it's kind of a, you know, a good thing to have, I think. Or if nothing else, maybe a wider highway, like a pretty efficient one, right? University has a ring road called Ring Road. Very original. Very, very original. Boston Core is spaghetti, but it's functional spaghetti, which they spent a lot of money on, so gotta appreciate it. I know the Boston overhaul, it's pretty bonkers, but it's pretty darn efficient. And you guys can do like a Google search of that, just do like an overhead, and you'll be like, what the heck? Just like do a Google search for like downtown Boston highway rebuild. You'll just be like, what? Okay. Expand our forestry. Maybe a little bit overkill. Alright, speed on. I just keep it on 1 speed. No need to fry my poor computer here. Even though the city's not that big, I do see a pretty big difference between 1 speed and 3 speed. This is, I believe, a direct result of my computer upgrade. That interchange looks pretty fast. Reminds you of frayed rope. Oh my goodness. If any of those traffic engineers are in here, they're probably like weeping. I don't think they would, but you know what I mean. This is kind of cool. I like this, guys. This is actually really cool. What a big change from what it was before, right? And so we'd for sure put in a whole bunch of more trees and stuff just to fill like the same kind of general look in through here. Maybe a row of trees through here as well. This is pretty killer though. I like it. And rest in peace our poor golf club. So those of you just tuning in, some of my assets are gonzo. So the golf club that we made, a golf course we made a few streams ago, it's probably going to be removed, unfortunately. Which is heartbreaking, because I really liked it. Like, it grew on me. I didn't like it at first, but now I do, right? And now it's gone. Oh well. So that would give us a chance to then reclaim the waterfronts. And I was thinking of doing a university campus. I guess I'll delete this before I make that any worse. Yeah, university campus in through here would be kind of nice. But we have just a lot of projects on the go. We have to beef up our central transit hub, and I gotta like finish doing this, like the little waterfront area. I want to put some boardwalks, have a little pond with a little bit of waterfall. I know you guys were thinking that's going to take forever to do, but it's not so bad. Yeah, Jacob, I would love to see something like that, like national highways or whatever. Just kind of like, you know, just like SimCity days. Just throw this over to the side, and then you can see, you know, in the other person's 81 tile set, like that connection coming in. It'd be kind of iffy to play on a public server because you don't want to have any trolls or whatever, right? Just blocking off your borders. But it'd be kind of fun to coordinate with a friend. And maybe you would need things like lumber before you can make houses, or you'd have to import them, right? And maybe it'd be cheaper to buy, you know, from like your neighboring city because you don't have to pay as much for fuel costs. So it's like stuff you could coordinate. And so like right now, for example, guys, like Jacob and I, maybe him and I were on a tile set together, and he's like, hey, I'm about to do a big residential push. Can you maybe give me some lumber? And I'd be like, no problem. I'm just building a new forestry sector. And then we can put a cargo train link in here, and then we would link this over, you know, to a train set up with him or a highway set up, and just start bringing in, you know, lumber and goods, right? Speaking of which, we probably should put a train connection over here. Let's put that on a road that has some concrete to it. Help with some traffic. Oh, you know what's frustrating? Is the fact that this is just the littlest bit off from this. So like if I draw that road, see how that's now crooked, you can tell? So I think this monorail road might change. Maybe even from like there, or if it makes like a curve, like either right or left type thing. But yeah, City Skylines 2, if that had a multiplayer, that'd be kind of fun. But it's such a weird, like the fundamental debate that we always have is, like, will they ever do a City Skylines 2? Or would they just continue to evolve this game? Because, like, you know, like, for example, right, if you played on launch day, City Skylines, which I'm sure a lot of you did, and you played it for hours, and you're like, wow, this game is great. And then you played this game, you know, same game, really, City Skylines, but, like, with all the mods, all the DLC, all the updates, you'd swear it was like City Skylines 2. So the game, it's, you know, it's so drastically different, right? But it's still the same game. So, I mean, what do? Do you keep it going, or do you eventually hit a point where you're like, I think we're done here? So it's just cool to think about all this. But if you do go the direction of City Skylines 2, what happens to everyone and all the workshop content for this game? Like, do you stop making stuff for it, or do you migrate it over? And if you migrate it over, would the game be different enough? Like, then you could, like, why would you buy a new game if it's almost the same, right? Same mods and stuff? It's weird. It's fascinating to think about. The Paradox interactive side of City Skylines takes hold of the multiplayer. The Ottoman Empire comes out and eats everything. Oh, goodness gracious me. Some other Paradox titles leaking through. Alright, I definitely like the idea of a train station in here to help with, you know, bringing the goods in and out. We could maybe even have a little rail yard just to go alongside it all. But yeah, exactly. What upgrades could you do in a City Skylines 2? You'd have maybe different traffic mechanics, like right from the ground up. But I don't personally think this is broken. Like, everyone talks about how the AI doesn't use all the lanes and stuff, but it, you know, the AI does what you tell it to do, right? If you don't have options for it, it won't do it. So I don't know. I think if you understand the fundamentals of the game, you realize there's not really much that you want to change. You just kind of wish for maybe more features and a little bit more depth. But that kind of stuff you could do without having to rebuild from the game up, I think, right? I love it. I literally love the debate, guys. Like, it's so awesome. But I think, you know, for the short run, I really don't see, like, anything changing, right? I think it's just gonna be the status quo where we can expect some DLC, you know, every few months, and then part of that DLC will come as a free upgrade, and then part of it will be paid content. And then that way there's an incentive to make more DLC, because if it's really good, it'll sell well. But if you don't really feel like you want it, you're not forced to buy it, because you're getting the best of it anyway, right? Like, the fact that the game now has, you know, like street signs or street naming, like that kind of stuff, it's fun. No one had to pay a dime for that. Right, it's gonna get the train through here still. I guess a level crossing would probably make the most amount of sense. Cause, you know, it's like small town kind of vibes, sort of, for over here, right? But yeah, the game, it does lack realism, guys, but you just gotta, like, the main reason why the game is the way it is it was made based on the frustration of SimCity 2013. And SimCity 2013 was a great simulation game, but they gave you basically no space to play on. And so for Paradox, like, the first thing they basically set out to do was to give you a really, really, really big playing field. That's the most requested thing, right? And then how do you do that? you got to take away some of the, you know, the finer details. You can't really micromanage as much, right? Because then your computer would be on fire without the processes you got to compute, right? So they made it so that the agents don't disappear, so that's pretty cool. So that, you know, a car driving this way to that little truck right there, we can check on him in 5 minutes, and he'd still be, you know, making his way across. So you get like that part of the realism, which is cool. But to do things like an economy and multiplayer, it was a little bit too, you know, it's just too hard. I don't think the computers like nowadays can't even handle it, right? But that's also why City Skylines, or sorry, not City Skylines. That's why SimCity, you know, it had to be such a small playing field. Like they tried to make it bigger, but the Glassbox engine, they couldn't scale it. Like nobody had the computing power. So I mean, give it a few years. You just never know, right? But Colossal Order, they're good people. They listen to listen to the fans. You know, since day one, people were like, "Bring us disasters." Disasters just came, right? No more transit options. We just got a mass transit upgrade. So I'm a big fan of them, and I see nothing but good things for this game. Gotta be patient. That's all, unfortunately. Yeah. Also, that's totally it. Yeah, it's like a work in progress forever. Like, how do you ever say this is it? It's done? Because it'd be so cool. Is you have like not like a future upgrade, but you have like, you know how like in China, for example, they're doing that new style of bus that straddles the road. I mean, that would be so cool to have that as an upgrade one time for the game, or like one day, right? I love it. I love also the fact that there's no solid answer here. I love it. This is just a really good debate we're having here, guys. I'm on the side road here, or side rail, and this is going to be just a little stationary freight yard. I wish I could just cut off a little bit more. I know, that's the one thing I'm holding my breath for, is a proper yield sign in the game. This is a really good start, though. The junction control, very, very, very good start. But if you want yield signs, just use traffic president. There's a yield. Yeah, a rework to the terrain tools would be nice. In the short run, there's obviously extra landscaping tools by Bloody Penguin. Really great mod. Highly recommend that. Awesome. Does that actually work? No, too much anarchy. But it'd be nice to see a random terrain generator, so you could have like a random map generator in the game. It'd be cool to see yield signs. It'd be awesome to see an economy, but that's like, you know, that's like the wish list. Cool to see multiplayer. I think it'd be great if they had a new infrastructure DLC pack, where they had things like bridges, like new stations, like, you know, new train stations and stuff. They had parking lots, toll booths, just like, you know, just generic infrastructure. Yeah, JQNCS, the traffic AI, they're pretty. I think they're holding pretty firm on not wanting to change it. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. Like, I think just given, you know, you think about the grand scheme, how everyone's still accounted for, it's not too bad of a simulation. But you got to do sometimes weird things. Like here we had to force an extra lane into the highway. Otherwise, like the merge and everything here would have looked weird, and no one would have ever used that outside lane because we didn't, you know, we wouldn't have kept it going or whatever. So yeah, the game's kind of weird, but you got to force the traffic sometimes to do things unconventionally. But I wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad AI. It's just like, there's room for improvement. But you know, like almost everything can be answered with the whole, you know, well, there's a mod for that, because there is. It's like for toll roads, for example, right? Like you guys have probably seen me use these in other series. I've got, yeah, it's like a generic toll booth, right? So that you're working with your highway, a little access road on the side. This is just done as a police station. And I have a mod that does a random flag each time, so in case you're wondering how there's a flag from France right there. Okay, let's do a little bit of a rail yard here. It'd be cool to get some trucking stuff in here too, like some Rico stuff. Yo, Rico Suave. Nope. Oh yeah, like more airport stuff. Yeah, of course. Like for me, I keep forgetting that the airports are the way they are, because I actually use airport roads, which is a really great mod. I'm sorry to keep posting this, guys, but just for people who are coming in and out. If you guys want, check out that posting right there. It's got a link of all the mods I'm using. So airport roads, exactly what you think they are. It's like literally an airport road. So that's us drawing around runway, and this would be us doing a like a taxi system to go with it, right? And then we would attach this to a like a modular, whatever, like airport thing, right? And so if you don't like how the airports are in the game, you can just literally build your own. So like this is us building an airport. This looks terrible because I'm doing it super fast, right? But this is technically, like this would now land planes. Which is crazy, right? Can I change that direction? Let's do that. So yeah, not my best work, but hypothetically, this is all it would take to land planes. You can make your own airports now. So I almost forgot that there's the mod for that. But just like, you know, kind of like what SimCity had, it'd be cool if you had like high-tech industry, but you had to go out and mine the resources and build the processors and like that kind of stuff. And oh gosh, the only downside to having forestry is the fires! They're so horrifying, they spread so quickly. Okay. Let's keep this going here. I know, JQNCS, I know! I gotta record episode for that too. I'm hoping to get some stuff done tomorrow, so I might be able to record for that series. Let's have this road go through the middle of our little, whatchamacallit, freight yard. Use, shipping, that's what I want. So I gotta bring in maybe one of these, just so it's not too intrusive. And then we can do, like, these kind of buildings. Like a little truck yard. Right, that's kind of nice, right? Maybe a little bit more generic industry in here as well. This poor fire. Well, ignore the fire, of course, right? You know, that's what boosts revenues? A waterfall. I will not disagree with that. Yeah, remember, guys, I'm not opposed to waterfall. It's just time. It's all it comes down to right now. We're very much so out of it. I spent way too long doing this. This city, in my mind's eye, moves so much faster than it does in actuality. I get very bogged down in conversation, which is not a bad thing at all. Like, I love chatting with you guys. I love our tangents. I love how we just go. I love it. Like, I literally love it. That's why I stream. Just, we have such good conversation, guys. And I love just, like, game theory. Like, talking about the, like Skylines and the future of the game and stuff. Like, it's such a... I love it. I just sometimes wish I could build a little bit faster, especially when it comes to these kind of things. Oh, you know what's so funny? I was going to put the train station on... I put this on the wrong side. I was going to make that into... Oh, boy. Do we need... keep it as a dirt road. I mean, why not, right? My downside is all these trucks making U-turns looks a little bit weird. Hey, Nosley, what's going on, friend? You gotta save the forest industry from fires? Waterfalls. You're actually not wrong with that. Oh gosh, look at that. Oh boy. So fire's out. Oh man. But yeah, the plan though for the waterfall, guys, would be just a little water source in here. Probably move, I think, maybe this building over to there. And then have like a little stream kind of trickle down. And then this would eventually be boardwalk with walking paths and bike lane and trees and stuff. But really, like it's already 5 o'clock for me now, guys. Like I said, I have to work tonight, so I'm not gonna be able to stream too much longer. So we may end up doing things like the waterfall and the transit hub in just the next episode, so we don't really feel like we're pressed for time. And this city, we work on it on Fridays, and we have a different city that we work on Sundays. So feel free to hit the follow button and check back in on Sunday for our other city. Wow, that's really close, but I think it still works. It's actually not all that bad. Yeah, so traffic-wise, I don't like this. That doesn't make much sense to me. I think a highway connection going with that road would be really cool. That would help, I think, with the traffic over here as well. Why don't I disconnect that little farming zone to the city? Oh, I mean, the irony is, like, I'm not opposed to that idea, but the irony is we literally just did this entire, like, redo of the highway and that sunken part so that it would feel like it's connected to the city. Because my fear when we were building this spot here was that the highway would just cut the town in two. So I tried to sync this a little bit just to kind of hide it from like, you know, hide it in plain sight kind of thing. Put a whole bunch of trees down here so it would seem kind of like it's all, you know, like interconnected or whatever. We got some bridges going over top and stuff. A little bit of a pedestrian kind of activity happening here. We need a few more crossings though. But yeah, I'm building out a snail's pace, which is fine by me. I'm having fun. I think that's the most important thing, right? But I am aware of the fact that we don't necessarily get all of our goals accomplished that often when we set them at the beginning of the stream. But like I said, that is totally not the end of the world. I really like that. It is a little bit close though. I know we could put in a sound barrier highway just to get the wall up, but I don't know if I want that. Yeah, I need to make a direct connection from the farming zone. What I'm going to do is... I'm trying to think if we... Like, we have the opportunity to increase the lane capacity of this to 6 lanes, and then to bridge over top of all of these guys, right? Actually, I think I'm going to do that now before I forget. And 6 lane just for extra capacity's sake. Let's do that, and then let's move it mod for the height changes. Oh, right, we can press shift. Yes, this is why I paused, because just the frames are bonkers, right? But guys, if my little fix here, let me just get away from this actually. If my little fix of putting the highway connection down here doesn't force a lot more traffic into the highway, I might then try to change some of the roads around down there. Because yeah, there might be maybe a bit too many trucks kind of going, like, you know, this way. Might maybe need another road or something. Or like these guys linking up, right? Underneath here. Like that kind of thing happening. Actually, I kind of like that as a little connection point. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's work some magic. And I think when we get the train working, that will help a little bit with the truck traffic as well. What's preventing this from working right now? Theoretically, nothing. So yeah, a little bit more train activity. Let's get this highway connection in. Let's see what that looks like. But otherwise, guys, we got to wrap things up. I think maybe in 20 minutes or so. I'm famous for cutting things right to the wire. But I can't be late tonight because I gotta be there before the guests kind of thing, right? Otherwise, my photo shoot will not happen. And yeah, so for those of you just wondering, one of my random side jobs is I photograph staged rooms for event rental purposes. And so, like, say you're doing like a wedding or like a corporate event or whatever, and you're looking at like a whole bunch of venues at once, and you want to see what they look like all jazzed up. I work for a website that just literally goes out and takes pictures of places all done up like that. And of course, the company's paid to be on the website because there's a lot of traffic. Yeah, it's super cool. So I get to go to like a whole bunch of like places behind the scenes and stuff. I'm at the point now where I can look at people's wedding pictures and be like, oh yeah, you were there. And they're like, wow, how'd you know? And I was like, maybe I recognize it. And they're like, what do you mean, how do you recognize it? I was like, yeah, I don't know. Hey, Cheeseburger, what's up, friend? Well, thank you very much. I say, boy, that's a mighty fine highway. Well, thank you, Cheeseburger. Yeah, this is starting to like shape out to be a really cool little like forestry kind of spot, right? I like this. I like that little fork in the road. I think it's kind of cool that we got the train crossing going right there. Make that a bit more level. And then we'll have some static train cars hanging out right in there. Yeah, there's a lot of truck traffic going right through here. That is kind of to be expected, though, because I mean, this is just a lot of manufacturing industry going through here. This is kind of the way to the highway, right? So that's probably why. So I think this will be a pretty big noticeable difference. So I'm going to do a partial cloverleaf system for over here, because I think that probably makes the most amount of sense. So I'm going to raise that up a little bit just to get some more room for the side roads to go through. I'm just going to push that pillar off to the side over here. Try and straighten that out a bit more, though. Rotate you. Oh, Cheeseburger! Thanks, man! Appreciate that. Dude, that's super generous of you. Thanks, man. Guys, get some love in the chat. That's super generous. That's 500 bits. That's quite a bit. I really appreciate that. And if you guys don't, give Cheeseburger a follow. He streams as well. He plays City Skylines, actually. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. How's it feel to be 150? You mean as a country or me? But yeah, guys. Fun fact: in 8 days, Canada turns 150 years old, which is not very old at all for a country. And a lot of people, they think the country is a lot older than that, so they're always shocked when I tell them that that's the, Dude, Cheeseburger, what? Dude, thank you, man, that is exceedingly generous, dude. Thank you very, very, very much for that. Guys, spam a big wall in the chat, please and thank you. You guys have been really generous with the donations today. Thank you very much, all of you. And thank you, Cheeseburger. Guys, I'm really excited. There's a Twitch meetup happening in Toronto at the end of the month, and Cheeseburger's coming. So I'm excited to finally meet him. That's going to be pretty cool. And if you guys are in the Toronto area, totally feel free to come down to that. Come say hi. It's at a bar near Yonge and St. Clair, and I think it's the 29th of July is the date. But yeah, thanks, Cheeseburger. That's really, really kind of you, man. Oh, right, that crazy's snapping. Oh, the Move It mod. So beautiful. And something that we could start doing a little bit more of, guys, which I'm totally not opposed to doing, is like the next level kind of beautifications, where we start putting things in, like this guy, for example, right? Have like these kind of things in place. Can I raise that? I can't, but I can probably lower this. There we go. Now we're talking. This is next level. Literally next level. Come on. Oh, for goodness sake, can I please pull this down? There we go. And there's a few variations of these kind of things on the workshop. Well, let's do the lazy man approach. We're not having to do these ourselves, because I see some people will literally just use, like, you know, the line painting tool, and we'll put every single one of these pieces in individually. Get the pylons and stuff. That's a little bit too much work for me, I think. So I'm kind of happy with this as my approach. Yeah, that's my thought too, Space Nut. I don't want to spend like 10 hours. I also don't want you guys to sit here and watching, you know, too much of that. But my thought is, if we do little bits here and there, that'll look kind of cool in the grand scheme. Actually, I'm gonna put that a bit further back. I'm just gonna go ahead and build the partial cloverleaf, then I'll kind of talk about the mechanics behind it. Just like why you do certain things. All right, now our way off the highway, about here. Enter key on, and oh my gosh, try that again. I'm like space out. I love that too. That's kind of why I bounce around from like zone to zone. I really just love watching the city just grow, yeah, from like all over at once. Like, it's not any one particular spot, you know? Okay, so I need this to be an asymmetrical road, s'il vous plaît. Control A, great. And I need this to go this way. And we will now smooth that out. Oh, it's perfect. Also very nice. Yes, dude, your highway network is like literally next level. Actually, Cheeseburger, when's the next time you're streaming? Just so I can tell people to tune in. But guys, Cheeseburger, he's playing on here. Actually, this is really cool. Check this map out right here. This is made by someone else in our little community. So Azili, she streams as well. We're all actually about 100 of us now playing on that map, and we're actually sharing screenshots back and forth for funsies. But Cheeseburger was streaming that just the other day, and he made like an insanely awesome. It's more or less kind of like a ring road highway network, kind of how it behaves through the whole city. And his traffic is like, if you think mine's good, like next level, you guys. So some decent traffic tips coming his way, or coming from his end. But he's basically doing that kind of thing, you know, like where there's like the ring road of highways around, and he kind of split his exits up a lot, so you can kind of, it's really cool. You make these like fancy U-turns and stuff, so very impressive. So this is one half of the partial cloverleaf system, and these are pretty efficient, all things considering, because like if you're going towards the highway, your on-ramp is right here, so you're not getting stopped by a traffic light. You would have no left-hand turning from this lane here, so you don't go in front of anyone else. So there's no need for a traffic light or anything. So this is smooth, continuous on-ramp flow. And then if you're coming from this way to go onto the highway, you would turn right. I ended up making this a really sharp turn. In real life, that would not be as sharp. I may even be able to fix that, actually. Yeah, it's very clever what Cheeseburger did, and I'm giving it zero justice in the way I'm kind of describing it. I can even do that instead. But anyway, the idea is no traffic turns in front of oncoming vehicles, right? So it's a lot faster, just for your way in and out. And we'd make this 2-laner. Maybe even 3-laner. And then in real life, this would be the a traffic light. Cool. Cool beans, my friend. Cool beans. I would love to be able to terraform that little bit away. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to. Darn it. So let's pause for a split second. Just get rid of this. Otherwise I have to change the whatchamacallit, the curviness of that. And to Joller Boy, I'm probably not saying that right, but thanks for tuning in. What's going on? Hope you're having a good Friday. Oh, Puzon, I used to be pretty bad at doing highways myself too. But you just, yeah, just start experimenting, you know? All of a sudden you'll just suddenly start doing stuff that you like. Alright, can I get lucky and not run into problems with the height? Even with the anarchy, eh? Tell me your secrets. Okay, did we do it? I think so. Yes, we did. Okay. You're from Australia? Oh, no way. There's quite a few people from Australia tune in these days. The one thing I find so interesting, well, it makes perfect sense, obviously, is the fact that you guys are starting winter right now, and we're like smack dab in the middle of summer. Or just summer starting, right? Yeah, cool. Oh, shot first. Obviously, Han shot first. Yeah, I need to get one of those Han shot first t-shirts. You guys hear that the director for the Han Solo movie walked out, or the directors, and they got Ron Howard as the replacement now? It's a super cool little bit of infrastructure right here. I think in real life you'd probably have like some lanes or something here to help, you know, distinguish where the ins and outs are, but that should work for the game here. Oh, at Cheeseburger, you get your bits, I think for your first payout on Twitch, I think it's 60 days after the month that you hit the $100. So let's say, for example, you hit $100 in bits for June. When June 31st happens, the 60-day countdown starts, and then at that point, that's when you get your payout. And I think your subsequent payout after that would be 45 days after, I think. Yes, the movie that, it's like the Han Solo, like spin-off little story when he was young or whatever. They're 2 or 3 weeks away from being finished wrapping up, and due to creative differences, the two directors have been working on it for like months now, just basically stepped aside saying like, we can't do this, we're not seeing eye to eye. And so Ron Howard stepped in. So they're gonna reshoot a whole bunch of the movie, but I'm like super excited now. Yeah, it takes a while for Twitch payouts. I actually didn't realize that when I was getting into this, you know? There's a mod to control ground or bridge building. Oh, yeah, gosh, doesn't it make it so your nodes or your whatever always level? Something like that? This is gonna be just kind of fun. I'm gonna have, if I can, I don't know if I can because of that tree. Are you kidding me? No, that is the problem. I was gonna have like a monorail just cut through that little work yard, but let's do that on a different angle. Jacob, thanks again for the donation, man. Great to have you. Great to have you here. Hope to see you on Sunday too. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Okay. Just trying to find some more Rico stuff we can use really quickly. You'll be on at 6? Oh, okay, cool. So administrative buildings. So I want to use like some of this kind of stuff in and around here too. Maybe have like a manufacturing district. Oh my gosh, so much stuff I want to do here. Okay, let's just worry about highway construction. Continue to bog down in other things. Okay, so this side of the highway should be a lot easier to build. We'll do same principal idea, so we'll just have that go like this. Oops. Oh, let's leave that lovely looking rock. Now I thought a rock was a country. But nope, terrible. No jokes. Don't do it. I'm so sorry. I'll stop. Terrible jokes. Not even a good. I don't even know if that was a joke. I said that all the time when I worked at. I used to work in like a retail, and they'd be like, "It's over on that rack," you know, or whatever. It's over on the rack. And I'd be like, "No, hold on. I thought a rack was a country." Womp womp. Yeah, completely womp womp. Don't encourage me. So bad. Okay, so we do split here. Let's go further out. And let's use the terrain as our justification for that. No, no space travel for me. Have not been to Uranus, unfortunately. I think, though, honestly, if I could go anywhere right now in the universe, I would totally take a little cruise on the moon. I think that'd be so awesome. And I was saying before, I really just hope going to the moon is like a totally just regular thing in our lifetime. That'd just be so cool. Like, I'm going to the moon on Saturday. You want me to pick up that that stuff you like? Oh yeah, please. Get the big bottle this time. It runs out too fast. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Just something generic like that. The moon was known for its like buttered popcorn or something, right? Oh yeah, this is one little store. It's on like main streets. They do the best popcorn. Can you buy me some? Sure. You know what I mean? Like, that'd be so cool. Oh my goodness. Do I have Space Engineers? No, I don't have that game yet. I've had a lot of people ask me to get that though. So I'm not opposed to getting that a whirl. Do you have that game though, by the way? If you have it, we could maybe collaborate. Pizza with moon cheese, exactly, right? Imagine just the moon was like totally known for its cheese. The stereotypes were true. I don't know, guys. I think it's just such a cool time to be alive. Like, all jokes aside, you know, like internet and everything. It's just like there's just, I don't know. It's awesome. Like the human race, like so much more to do. And I feel like, you know, these are the kind of moments that bring the entire like collective race together, right? I think this could actually be a bit further back. Like that, you know, I don't know, like space exploration and stuff, that like bridges the gap, right? Human race, that's cool. Okay, I just went a little bit too far with that bridge. I don't think that's the right slopies either. How long have I been working on the city? I think this may be our 5th or 6th stream. I don't actually remember now. But oh, no, I remember now. We started this city right when mass transit came out. So I guess we've been working on this for a month. And I usually stream this one on Fridays. So it's, yeah, 4 or 5 streams now. It's somehow, yeah, turning out really nicely. We're in a very, very, very big state of flux, though, because I had a golf course here, but half my assets disappeared. So the golf course is gonzo, unfortunately, because we spent so much time on it, too. So I was thinking of just removing all of this, and I was going to drop down in this spot here, kind of like a university campus. I'm going to move this building over, kind of use that trench or whatever. So university campus over here. I want to have this little part of the peninsula be like a whole bunch of tall, kind of downtownish buildings. And then I'm going to change the size of this, but this whole spot here is going to be reworked into some industry and stuff. So we're kind of just doing a whole bunch of redos to the city. Because the first stream that I worked on this, I didn't have any mods going, and we've been slowly just upgrading areas. But I don't know, I'm really happy with the way the city works. I think this rail thing is pretty cool too. This little rail thing here. Trying to expand on our forestry. This is going to be farming in here, with maybe a little bit of a small town kind of vibe, some mining and oil and stuff over here too. So I don't know, a lot going on in the city. And what's funny is when I started the city, I was like, oh, we'll just work on this like once or twice. I won't even keep it, right? And now it's like one of my favorite places, so I like when that happens. Okay, back to our highway building. Okay, so that goes in like that. That's better. It doesn't take up as much room. Okay, that would go like that. Oh, dude, thank you very much, Sparksfly. Really appreciate that. Dropping the bits on us today. And the bits, honestly, guys, they help a lot. So thank you very much for all the bits today, all the donations too. I can't believe, honestly, great streams today, guys. Like, thank you all very much. Yeah, no problem, Gideon. Absolutely. So Sunken Highway still kind of in progress. Definitely a work in progress. But my idea for the highway was I was worried that the city was going to be cut in half when we had it up originally. So I wanted to sink it and then put a whole bunch of trees in. So from the overhead, it didn't really seem like the city would be cut into two. I think it turned out pretty well. So we got a lot of overlapping infrastructure. But in a nutshell, we got the rail corridor making its way in through here. It doesn't really get disturbed by the highway or some of these bridges. We have a few level crossings. But all things considered, we actually don't have that much train traffic, so I'm not really worried about the future of this little spot here. It's kind of cool, right? Just a little bit of action here and there. It's kind of fun. Then the highway itself, it's just turned out really well. A lot of action. They're using all the lanes properly. We used Key Anarchy to get the keys in here. Used the movement mod to get the roads to go in nicely. Same with all this stuff, just some sunken key walls, or canal walls. Sparkfly, thanks for hanging out. I'll hopefully see you on Sunday, and if not, later on in the week. But thanks for being here. Oh, and Cheeseburger, a lot of the commands have been revamped, so some of the older ones are gonzo. Kengo was going through and changing stuff, not knowing which one was troll and which one was like legit. But I'm gonna have like a little community mod kind of meeting sometime soon. We're gonna try and pick an instance when we're all kind of available, and we'll just go over just like business and stuff like that. But we'll figure that out later. Just a general FYI. But the one thing I really like about the Sunken Highway is the breakaway we have going to this little national road thing. And so this is kind of like the way on and off. Kind of see the little roads right here. And then there's this little sunken part as well that ends. And then that'll go like into the heart of our little farming town. So maybe like a little roundabout, and then we can connect to this little duplex thingy. Or little avenue, I should say. And then if you're coming from this direction, you just exit and use the dumbbell interchange here. Highway, definitely, I got some DDP influence. 1000%. Yeah, a lot of what I do definitely is influenced from where I live. Like Toronto has a bit of a grid kind of influence. I can almost picture this one street here is like Yonge Street, So it's always good, I think, to have maybe 1 or 2 corridors that just kind of span the whole length of your town. They don't necessarily have to go in a straight line, but it's just good for traffic flow, right? You can kind of see our traffic map's pretty darn good, I think, all things considering. A little bit of a hot spot happening here. Oh, it's this connection! Oh, I remember when we put that in, we thought it might be a problem. It is a problem. How about them apples? So you know what we could do as a test is we could make this into a wider road. That way we get the turning lane, and we disable. Oh, that still works actually. Oh no. Let's no. Close but no cigar here. So you can't go this way, and then you go like that, and then you go like this. That way anyone turning left hangs out in the left lane and doesn't block everybody else. And the real problem with this is the game, it's waiting for people to clear the junction before the next traffic moves in. This is just silly. I almost want to just get rid of this and keep it as like a bicycle only crossing, right? But then it's just, I don't know, I like having this little link. Ah, this is so tough. It'd be crazy if we get extra lanes in here. By the way, moments like this is why the stream, like, you know, we don't have that much built, all things considering, for how much time we've been working on this place. Try a lot of stuff out here and there. Luckily, I don't go at this pace anymore for my YouTube videos. I remember in the old days, it would take me forever to just get anything done. That means now that we have the 2 lanes, this one can also be a turning lane. Hopefully it won't slow everyone down though. Anyway, this kind of stuff I'm probably going to take a peek on off camera as well, just to make sure we're moving well. But no, it turned out well. I like this. I think it's a pretty cool addition to the city. I think it'd be kind of fun to maybe have like the same kind of idea, but like elsewhere. So it kind of looks like, you know, the whole city has that same kind of plan. Like we can do something like this over here as well when we build our university and whatnot. And this would be a really good spot to maybe try introducing the ring road. So maybe have a break with the highway, go down here, follow the water's edge, go into this little downtown spot here. Like we have a national road system kind of doing that right now, bringing you closer to our waterfront casino area. So lots and lots of options here. All right, my friend Cheeseburger, take care, guys. Give him a follow. He streams a lot of. He's actually got a private Rust server going, and if you maybe if you ask politely, he can get you in. So I know that Rust, like public servers, oh my gosh, the grief. So private hives are always, they are worth their weight in gold. But yeah, guys, hang out with Cheeseburger. He's a cool guy. He'll be streaming pretty soon too. All right, let's finish this and see if that'll help with traffic. But yeah, so off camera, or even before the next stream type thing, I'll probably just sneak a peek at some of our areas, just do a little bit of the updates and whatnot off camera to save a time. But yeah, all of my tangents and all that random stuff is why it takes me forever to get cities built. Turn off the anarchy when I do that. Oh, I see. Oh, it's because of, yes, of course. It's like the move it mod, again, blessing and a curse. Sometimes you end up with too many snap points and nodes for your own good. There we go. Oh, it's a community server? Oh, goodness gracious me. Here I am, hyping it up. Wait, but it's still like a private hive though, right? Yeah, KPD, we gotta get the rest crew back together. I gotta start getting back into to streaming that too. Cause honestly, I enjoy Rust just for the base building. Like, the PvP and stuff is fun, PvE is also fun, but for me, I enjoy base building. That's a cool aspect of the game. Okay, before I mess that up. Oh gosh. Just call that happening too. Steady. Oh, I think I like that one. Yep, that's perfect. And so this is what I want to get rid of. See how these guys are going down there to turn left? They gotta go this way. That's the way to do it. That's the way. Uh-huh, uh-huh. I like it. Uh-huh, uh-huh. That's the way. Oh my gosh. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing sometimes, right? Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I think that is what I'm after, though. And so again, the idea of a partial cloverleaf on and off system is, think of this as like a North American roundabout. I don't know. So you don't have to turn in front of anybody. So when you're going straight to get onto the highway to go this way, obviously you turn right. There's no traffic lights, so you don't have to worry about slow down. There's nobody turning in front of you at any point. So again, very fast flow through. These guys here doing the proper thing. They're turning right, and they're making it to the access ramp, which meets this, that gets onto the highway. This, if we wanted to, could continue as a collector system, and you can run a little single lane highway or double lane highway next to your big highway, and then that could be primarily used for your on and off system. Kind of a way, you know. But yeah, I like this. It's a smart, fun. Like, we're upgrading the lanes here to see more turning, you know. Very high volume. But then in North America, you find these often, and then over in Europe and stuff, you would see, I'd say, like more like this kind of style, where you have like the double roundabout as your exit. And it's the exact same principle idea. If you can limit the stops, so there's no traffic lights or anything, you have fast flow through, no one's turning in front of each other. The whole point of the roundabout, you all go in the same direction, obviously. It's just very, very fast flow through. And obviously you don't want your highway gridlock to start spilling onto the highway, because then that's just, you know, just like in real life, that is just the worst thing you can have happen, right? So that's what collector lanes are for. Hopefully have those spill up before the highways do. But yeah, I'm liking this, guys. And I think this will be a big fix in terms of getting a lot of traffic out of this little spot, just in the long run. This is kind of a little bit more volume than I thought it would be. So we're just monitoring things. Like I said, a lot of stuff's subject to change, but I think we're making steps in the right direction. And then I think maybe the last thing we could do is another highway on and off ramp on this side, connecting to this 6-lane road, and then on the other side too. Still so much to do. Okay, well, let's just do a hint more zoning in here, and then I think we are going to call it a day. Some more forestry stuff there. And, you know, it'd be kind of fun, actually, so we have the rails maybe converge. So why don't we get rid of what we just zoned, actually. I want to do a static train yard over here still. There we go. And honestly, guys, if you don't have the moving mod installed, just do it. Just do it. Imperial's orders. Ah, come on. So close. My long-term crazy plan would be to have the rail go maybe straight through here again. No, that's crazy. That's too crazy. Hey, Salty PO, my friend, what's going on? Unfortunately, you're literally just kind of like catching like the absolute tail end of this. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, no, we'll worry about this up later. My friends, I think I have to wrap things up because it's a little bit later than I thought. I'm actually gonna have to hustle my muscles to get down to the photo shoot in time here. But yeah, Salty PO, we were had a random last minute stream here in the afternoon. So I've actually been streaming for maybe 3 or 4 hours now. But I've got to do a photo shoot tonight, guys. I photographed staged rooms for like event rental purposes, so it's like glamorous but not glamorous. But time is unfortunately of the essence when it comes to those kind of things. So I gotta step in gear here. Incredible Goblins. I still remember the old days when we didn't have the Move It mod. Seems like, you know, prehistoric, right? But let me see if anyone is streaming. Might be do a little raid right here. Oh, you know what? Let's go visit our friend Azealia. She's still streaming. So guys, if you don't mind, just get out of lurking mode, get on over here for a second. We're going to be doing a host of Azealia's channel. She's a really good friend to the channel, great community member. What am I looking for here? I don't remember what our raid command is. I think it might be this. Yeah, okay, cool. Guys, if you want to please copy that. Awesome. So copy that out right there. And I'm going to be getting Azealia's channel up as well. So if you guys want to make your way over to here, and I will be over there in just 1 second, and then start spamming that that raid command. That'd be awesome. All right, friends. So thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys on Sunday, and I will be uploading this to the YouTube channel. It's going to be in a few parts, so I apologize for that. But my internet was, you know, the way it was today. But I think we ended up on a good note here. Okay, friends, I will see you later. Have yourselves a great rest of the night. If I don't see you, stay safe. Nothing crazy for the weekend. Otherwise, Sunday. I'll see you then. Take care of yourselves, guys.
Although people get moody, and I certainly will get moody,